How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today, let's talk about spending and frugality. You guys know I'm really frugal, and I think this is one of the ways to build wealth. There's certainly other ways to do it if you have an income source greater than what you spend. But I think for most people that has an average income or professional type of income, being frugal is the way to go. Now, being frugal has its drawbacks, right? Because it can prevent you from spending on things that could actually benefit you in some way, somehow increase your standard of living. One of the things I want to highlight is the phrase, don't knock it until you try. Because I know being frugal, I would pass off more expensive things as, oh, it's not as good. They're just trying to price gouge people, make more profits, and the additional features are not worth all that much. So in light of this, I'm just being a little bit philosophical here. It's like traveling down a road that you've never been through. So for me personally, I'm super frugal and I'm forcing myself to a spending level almost to the level of paycheck to paycheck, which is something I've never done before. This video is brought to you by MooMoo, the commission-free trading app. They're a sponsor of this channel, and all you have to do is just sign up and you can help out this channel. And at the same time, you can get some free stocks. If you deposit $100, this is not money you're giving them or anything. This is trading dollars you can buy stocks with, and you can get 5 free shares of stock. If you deposit $1,000, you can get 10 free additional shares of stock and $100 cash coupon for you to spend on $1,000 worth of stock. If you deposit $5,000, you can get either 1 free share of Tesla or Google stock. If you go with the $1,000 option, that's just like 10% free right there. Check out my affiliate link down in the video description below. I spend $1,500 a month. I don't have to go over this. I've talked about this over and over already. This amounts to about $18,000 a year here in California. And this is like poverty level almost type of spending. And something that's always in the back of my mind is, what if I increase this level, like double it, right? It won't be that much more money, but I can see how this can drastically increase my standard of living. You're not going to go and double your health insurance. Maybe you can increase it or whatnot, but like most of the money is going to go towards like discretionary spending, like buying stuff, eating out, buying tickets, concerts, or whatever, just enjoying yourself more. And if you are in a financially stable position or financially independent, you can do something like this. And you just choose, hey, I'm going to spend more money this year just because there's more money coming in than going out. Or if you have enough savings or net worth, it's just sitting there and you're like, hey, I should live a little bit. Whatever money that comes in this year, I'm going to spend all of it. And maybe your net worth is just going to stay right the same. So you look at the bottom here, discretionary spending, it's a paltry $100. It's almost embarrassing how little it is. It's like if someone looks at this, they're like, wow, you buy like $200 a month on groceries, you just buy rice and beans or something. Well, I do buy meat and ribeye steaks and all that, right? But if you look at discretionary spending, go out once or twice for restaurants and stuff, basically almost no socialing type of budget. You could say this is extremely frugal. So in the past 3 months, I did an experiment on myself. I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna spend everything, like all the income that I ever get, on whatever that I want, even on things that are super expensive to me in the past. I'm like, I just gotta bite my lip and go, okay, I'm just gonna spend it because, that's what I said I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try it out and see if it's better. Now, before I get into the actual products that I tried, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this is really great. Imagine 2 people. One person makes 100K, another person makes 200K. And the 100K person, which is like me, because I was an engineer, I made around that much, and $20,000 was going towards mortgage, $20,000 for living costs. So you can think of this as spending power. The money that you actually spend is $40,000. Now you look at the person that makes more, right? Like let's say 200K, and the spending power, they're a lot more spendy, and they actually spend $100,000 a year. Now, what kind of life is that? If you don't actually waste it, right? You actually make good use of the money, just as good a use as someone who is more frugal. What kind of increase of standard of living would that be? It opens up a lot of doors if you are willing to have such a high spending power. I can imagine if you spend 100K a year, you might start to qualify for all kinds of fancy elite status black cards, airline tiers. I only increase my spending maybe 2 or 2,500 or so per month. This is on top of my living expenses. So I'm like, so to me, this is a lot of spending. And I'll tell you guys where I'm spending all this is like a lot of products, a lot of restaurants, like 10 to 12 restaurant outings per month so far. And I just go buy stuff that I thought would improve my life left and right, including replacement foam pads for this chair, this mic over here. The sound of this actually costs about $500 or so, just the mic itself. I think it's 400, and then there's like the amp, that's like another 100 or so. I bought a PID controller for my espresso machine. I got a Sonicare 9900 Prestige toothbrush. Let me go get it and show it to you guys. This toothbrush is $300. Before forcing myself to get it, I'm like, they're just trying to make bunch of money off of people. But after using it, I mean, it's still not worth 300. I do feel like it brushes better, maybe like twice as much, because the brush head is bigger and it is stronger. And before actually getting it, I made a bunch of assumptions. I'm like, oh, okay, it looks about the same. So then therefore it's not going to brush any better. You know, why don't I get the cheaper one? And I've talked about this before, you know, without actually trying it in my previous video where I talked about the Tesla stock. If you've never tried driving one before, you might get into this thought that, oh, it just gets you from point A to point B, but there are a lot of side benefits. For one, I guess there's a certain level of prestige with owning a Tesla. Number two, you can get from point A to point B with less fatigue using the auto driving stuff. As a content creator, I can know more about the products out there and I can actually talk about it. So I am emphasizing that if you've never actually tried the product, you can't actually say anything bad about it. Here's my Balisong trainer. I talked about this a little while ago, right? Look at, now I can do all kinds of crazy stuff. Ooh. Oh shoot. Okay, I got a glass chair mat over here, so I can't really play with all this that much. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great 4th of July. Be careful with those fireworks. Don't hold it and let it explode in your hand or anything, especially if the little flint looks like it's gone. After you light it, don't touch it. After like many minutes even, you can't hold on to those things. Observe firework safety. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.